Alright, I get to graduation. Pretty excited. Been waiting, haven't been to school in months, hoping you'll see some friends. Finally got in this line of cars. You look around, you realize, wait a moment, I don't know any of these people. But I've been in class of 2020 for like the last 4 years. I know lots of people. And then slowly you realize, wow, I thought I knew everyone. And all these cars around me, no one's familiar. You spend a little while, you look at some people, shout at them, then you realize you just thought you knew them, you don't. They don't even look back at you because they thought you're talking to someone else, because they're not your friend. And then you just sit in line, and you're just ready to get your diploma and graduate, even though you actually know that this is just a ceremony and you don't get your diploma for another week. It's a grand old time just sitting in line. And you sit in some line some more. Stand in line a little longer. Keep sitting in line. Honestly, this line is pretty slow. It goes on for a while. At some point, one person you know from sophomore year gets over to your left, and you look over at him, shout out at him, say hey. He says hey. Chat for a moment. Can't understand everything he says though, because everyone's honking their horns constantly and all that. And you're sitting there. Yeah, no, 2020, it was great graduation. Sat in line, waited quite a bit. After a good while longer, you see someone you recognize. You're not friends with them, but I've been in about 3 AP classes with them. Look over, wave, they don't really notice me. That's alright, wave again. They still don't notice you. It's fine though. You don't really know them. Your friend's in the back because his parents didn't bring him. It's not a sad situation, it's just there's so many cars that would just be a waste of time. And you just keep waiting. And the line just goes and goes and goes. In 2020, it's been a neat year. And the best part is 2020 feels like it's been a super long year at this point in history on the, this is being recorded on 6th July, June 7th. So, we're barely halfway through the year, and it already feels so long. We've had Kobe died, world-class pandemic thingamabob, China did its thing, Kim Jong-un might be dead. 2020, it's been a year. So is our graduation that impressive? Not really. I've been 18 for quite a while, quit my job a couple days before graduation. Sounds like a sad thing, it's really not. Worked at a Panda Express for 15 months. I would recommend it to anyone if you need money, and only if you need money. It's not great, and after eating there, I wouldn't recommend it. We put tons of sugar in everything, and I know that sounds typical, but no, it's so much worse than you think. So, if this video can get one person not to get Panda Express, I've done a service to my fellow compatriots who work at Panda Express. And yeah, our graduation, it's a long experience. Sat in line for a while. My buddy that I saw at one point, he was there for an hour. luckily it starts speeding up. Finally, after forever and a half, you're just about there. You're like, alright, I get to get my diploma. And luckily, you see one of your favorite teachers there listing off the name and saying who's graduating and whatever. And then the teacher is not your favorite one, says your name, and you're like, oh well. I mean, at least someone said it. And then your friend in the back, they say the wrong last name. They say my last name instead of his. But you know what? That's fine, because it doesn't actually matter. We're gonna come back to get our diplomas. I don't think he cared a whole lot. Fortunately, me and my friend couldn't say everything we wanted to. As my mom was in the front seat next to me, so can't really have a true friend-like discussion when your parents are involved. You're happy, and then all of a sudden one of your other teachers jumps in front of you, silly strings your car, and you're like, oh, that's neat. Sitting in line, you're saying, everyone says congratulations, and you're saying thank you, even though high school's really not impressive to graduate from, because I just done it. It's not impressive, not very hard to graduate. I was not an honor student, but I could have been if I tried harder, but you know what, I didn't try harder, because I already got my life set up for me. And everyone's like, congratulations, you've been in school for 13 years. And it's like, yeah, it's not that impressive though. Graduating college, impressive for the most part, as long as it's not a dumb degree, because there are some dumb degrees, but most degrees aren't dumb. Passing, graduating from the military, very impressive. Boot camp, basic training, whichever branch you go to, it's very impressive if you pass that basic training. But high school graduation, it's not that special. It's really not. People just make it feel special to make us feel special, because as an 18-year-old who just graduated high school 3 days ago, it's really not special to graduate from high school. I'll tell ourselves it is, that way we feel better inside. So 2020, it's a great year. Ideally, it would have been nicer if we could have had the graduation typically, but then world-class pandemic thought about happening. It's not the best, not the worst. And then, you get to the end, you see a teacher, because, high school's been a long journey. You got all your teachers some gifts. And I'm like, hey, you get your gift, and he's like, nope. But then he said he'll go look for it later, because you know it's in his mailbox inside the school mailbox thing, Bob. So that's cool. At least you know one teacher's gonna get his gift. And after everything, you know, finally you're almost done. You're just about there. All of a sudden, someone you don't know, but your brother knows, knocks to you and is like, hey, I know about your future plans. I'm like, that's neat. How do you know about your future plans? Oh, your brother told me about it. I'm like, oh, that's neat. My brother has a high regard for me. Cool things to learn while graduating. And you know what? I'm finally done. Don't gotta go back to school unless I go to college in the future. And I'm no longer an adult who's in high school because I turned 18 in October. And now I'm just an adult who's not in high school. So my character sheet's missing a characteristic, so I'm a little less interesting now. But yeah. Now what's left for me is to get on with the rest of my life instead of this little small insignificant part of it. Because to every person who's watching this who might not be a senior who hasn't graduated yet, and if you think high school is the most important thing in the world, it's really not. Pass it, excel in it if you wish. There's nothing wrong with excelling. Just don't waste your life. And you know what? Don't forget to be awesome, because that's important. Safety, be awesome. Try hard at everything you do. And from my personal advice, if I could go back and redo some stuff, the only things I'd redo is I would take more AP classes. Because you might assume AP classes are really hard. They're really not. And if people tell you they are, they're not. I will, even though I'm never going to take AP Calculus. Because that's probably hard. But every other AP class I've ever taken, I've taken AP US, AP World, AP Seminar, AP Research, AP Psych, AP Biology, and AP Gov. They're not that hard. You just gotta put some time into it. And not even that much. Just typical amount of time. Read the book, answer some questions. Not even that much reading. You'll be fine. So you know what? Stop cutting yourself short. Try hard. Graduate in a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe even a 4th year sophomore. And you know what? Graduation is not the end all be all. I never looked forward to my graduation in the way of I look forward to graduating, but graduation ceremony, not that special to me. It's not a bad thing, not a sad thing. It's just, you know what? Finally, graduated. Now I can get to the part of my life that actually matters now. Because most of the stuff in high school really doesn't matter. And you know what? It's okay for some things to matter to you. Just don't trick yourself into thinking it's the end all be all. Because whether or not you excel or don't excel, everything else in life will work out in the end. And you know, this is the truth to the 2020 graduation. Really, you just sit in the car for a long time, and after forever and a half, you realize, oh, finally we're here. And then to say your name, you get a little black thing that you put your diploma in when you come back a week later to get the diploma. And then you realize, I've never got a yearbook before. I wrote a yearbook this year. Oh, whoop, the yearbooks might not come in till August, and you're not even going to be around in August because you got plans. So, it's been good knowing you. And this is a message from the class of 2020. Remember, do well, prosper, and you'll be fine. Stop worrying. It's just graduation. There's nothing special to it. You're a senior. Grow up.